It's a great privilege to congratulate our Competition Commission, Tribunal and Court on 25 years of competition enforcement in South Africa. I was involved in one of the first contested proceedings before our tribunal in the late 90s, and it's incredible to see how things have progressed over time, and in particular how our authorities have maintained their integrity, ensured the fairnesses of the processes before them, and really fostered the development of competition law in South Africa. One of those areas has obviously been the public interest, and I think as we all would recognize, when this all started out, public interest South Africa was seen as somewhat of an outlier. Today, many competition regulators around the world are grappling with issues around where the boundary sits between competition enforcement and where the public interest starts. And our authorities have really broken ground in that regard. During the early years, that focus was on employment, but as time has gone by, especially since the amendments in 2019, the focus has moved towards addressing a greater scope of public interest imperatives, essentially focusing on the employment, the supply chain with respect to which parties operate, and most recently on ownership outcomes. And the key imperative in South Africa of addressing the nature of our economy, transformation, equality, and allowing especially smaller players and historically disadvantaged persons from being able to participate in our economy. What that has meant for many firms is that they now need to think strategically about how they contract with various firms within the economy, and to think about who they get inputs and product from and services from, as well as who they supply services to, and recognizing that they are now part of an economy which needs to reflect who we are as South Africans. And it's with that I think encouragement must be directed towards the authorities to make sure that as they go down this route of breaking new ground, they do so in a fashion which is responsible and also cuts the balance correctly around using legislation for the purpose for which it is intended, making sure that the assessments are specific to the circumstances, whether they're in mergers or otherwise, and centrally ensuring that we are still attracting investment and that firms are willing to come to South Africa to invest in our economy and create the employment and the economic activity that we need as South Africans. So it's with that I encourage our authorities to continue to do the work that they do, think about the tricky things that they do, listen to both sides of the story, and be open-minded about these various important issues and continue to debate them in a transparent fashion.